staring at myself. I'm so pretty.
Stop. Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Brandon.
And this is Brandon and Lisa Do Stuff. So today we will be trying out this new trend that seems to hit Toronto pretty hard. It's deconstructed sushi. So both of us really love sushi and I'm really hungry right now, so I'm super excited for this. We'll be trying out two new places. One is called Rolltation. So they make sushi burritos, and the second place is called POKI or like POKI guys. I don't know if it's like Pokemon. But anyway, so they have deconstructed sushi bowls. I think they're called sushi salads or something. So yeah, we'll be trying both of them and rating both and seeing which one is better. Let's go!
There's some jalapenos in there, some edamame, some tomatoes. And then we went for raspberry barbecue sauce, chicken, mangoes, tangerines, bacon bits, and cheese.
So it's basically not sushi anymore.
Yeah.
Or a burrito. Or a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's basically just things Brandon liked wrapped up in rice and seaweed. So the one that I got was a little bit more traditionally sushi, I guess. This is the classic salmon. So you can see there's a really big chunk of salmon in there. There is some sweet corn, carrots, there is avocado, kale, there's wasabi tempura, which adds like a really nice extra crunch. And at the bottom, I was actually really surprised. There's like tangerines, which you wouldn't usually find in sushi, but I enjoyed it. Hey, okay, so after Rolltation, we are on our way to POKI guys now. We look a little bit different because it's actually the next day. When we were at Rolltation yesterday, the burrito was actually pretty big, so it filled us up and we decided to take POKI guys another day instead of trying to eat everything all at once and then being miserable and then giving POKI guys a bad rating. Yeah, so we are on our way there now, and I'm actually kind of liking this because typically on a Sunday we would be sitting at home until like 2 p.m. watching Netflix and or eating cookies, but now we're actually going on a date. So let's see if the food's actually good. So this is the Cowie's bowl. There's white rice, salmon, tuna, crab meat, masago, not sure what that is, avocado, black and white sesame, fresh onion nori, and I also got the wasabi mayo sauce. So Brandon, what'd you get?
Again, building my own. Are you asking me what's in it?
Yeah.
Rice, there's salmon underneath that. Sesame seeds, there's some green lettuce, pineapples, tangerines, crab meat. This is seaweed, and then some wasabi mayos. Be extremely strategic.
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, so we are back from our sushi adventure. It only took us 48 hours or 2 days, but we finally made it to both places, and it's a pretty good weekend. I was just saying to Brandon while we were in POKI, guys, like, we've gone to more new places this weekend than we usually do in a month, so it was definitely a fun adventure. So impressions of Rolltation. I actually really liked it when I first went, but then after I went to POKI, guys, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like lower my rating for that a little bit. So I would give Rolltation a 3 out of 5 stars. The reason why is because, number one, I liked the food. It was actually really great. When I was eating it, I was like, okay, I could see myself probably eating this, like not regularly, but you know, once a month or something. I thought it was very cool, just the concept of doing a sushi burrito. So they had all these really cool toppings like tangerines, mangoes, wasabi, tempura, just things that you wouldn't typically find in sushi. So I thought it was a really great addition, just like putting everything together. But the con is that it's really expensive. So even though I got the classic salmon roll, I didn't do personalization like Brandon did. I think yours was like even more expensive than mine.
$1 more, I think.
Yeah, mine came up to $15 after tax. And then it's just essentially like 2 big pieces of sushi when you think about it. And $15 can buy you maybe like 16 pieces of sushi downtown. So I would say cost-wise it is a bit pricey. Maybe, you know, do it once just for the trendiness and see what it's all about, but like I don't see myself doing it regularly. And also the place is very small, so as soon as Brandon and I went in, even though we did get seats, like the second we left, before we even cleared our garbage off, like another guy was already in our seats. So it's like not the kind of place where you can sit down and chat for a long time.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
For the Rolltation place, it was alright. Probably, I guess, around the same number as Lisa, with a 3 out of 5. It was just pretty average. I mean, it was just a giant sushi roll, and if you went and got a burrito somewhere at like an actual burrito place, it would have been cheaper and you would have gotten the same size, or like a really fancy quesadilla. I did get the build your own thing, which was pretty good. It was just like the food was good, it was just nothing spectacular. So I mean, the pros, it was good food, and the cons, it was expensive and just hype.
Yeah. So moving on to POKI, guys, even though they did serve poke bowls at Rolltation, I'd heard good things about this other place, and they're so close to each other, so I was like, okay, let's just try that out as well. So as you can see from the video, it was a much bigger store, and I would probably give it 3.5 or even 3.7 out of 5. I know it's like a very specific number.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like it was better than Rolltation, but not quite a 4, if you know. The atmosphere in it was definitely more conducive if you were going on a date or if you wanted to stay in there and chat for a bit longer. I found that while I was in there, I could see myself going maybe as like a date night kind of thing instead of Rolltation, where it was, oh, I just want to go and try the cool food and then never come back again. So it was a bit cheaper. I think the bowl that I got, which was the regular size bowl, it came up to like $13. It was a lot of food. It was
$13.95 in tax.
Yeah, $13.95 plus. Well, I think Brandon's was a bit cheaper.
Mine was $12.95.
Yeah,
plus
but
tax.
he can go into that after I'm done. So the food was not as good as Rollation in my opinion. So I got the Cali bowl that you saw. It was a little bit over salty, I would say. Like the salmon, just the sauce that it was in was like too spicy, and I found there was like a lot of rice hiding at the bottom. So when you first get it, you're like, oh, so much topping, so much salmon, and it's like really good deal. But then you like kind of push everything apart, and like half or 60% of the bowl is rice. So it's like, eh. So the food was not as good as Rollation in my opinion, but just everything put together. So how it was cheaper, it was just more room to sit down, to talk, it's good atmosphere. So that's why I would give it a higher rating, and I would probably go back more often to this place.
For the POKI guys, I'd probably give it a slightly higher rating as well, just because of the fact that the burritos are too big for themselves. So as soon as you unwrap them, they fall apart, and they just fell apart.
Okay, only for yours.
No, yours was doing the exact same thing too. Okay. And then the bowl, at the POKI guys, it was a bowl. You can't make a mess out of a bowl. But the downside was there was just so much rice and all the topping was just put on top that it was a little bit more of a chore to mix it. And thus you had to like be strategic when you eat it. And I'm not like Lisa, I don't eat my salads like that. I like to put it in a giant bowl and shake it a whole bunch and then eat it. But I mean, I got the build your own thing, which was you choose your meat and then your toppings, which are 50 cents each. So it starts off $1 cheaper, but you only get 2 toppings for the same price. Definitely better with the whole, you can actually go down and sit. But another bad thing was it's kind of out of the way. Not like out of the way, but it's tucked away. So you would never actually know it's there unless you knew it was there.
Yeah, you had to be looking for this one.
Yeah.
So I would say out of the 2, Rolltation had the better food, but POKI guys had the better everything else. That was this week's episode of Brandon and Lisa Do Stuff. So let us know in the comments if you've tried either of the places and where you want us to check out next. Brandon and Lisa,